Hi, I'm Katrina and I'm going to give you a brief introduction of Blockbuster. Blockbuster was an extremely successful video rental company from the 1980s to the early 21st century. They had stores worldwide, and between 1997 and 2001 profits started to decrease. By the time we got to 2010, they were performing very badly and had to shut down a number of stores. So the first point that we came up with during the analysis was that Blockbuster were unwilling to adapt to change. There were social and technological factors that were changing at this point, such as online movie streaming, but Blockbuster didn't kind of see the customer demand for this. Therefore, they didn't change. They just kept their physical stores and their physical DVDs and videos.
Hi, I'm Billy. I'd like to point out that Blockbuster depended heavily on penalising their customers by applying late fees, and they took a large percentage of their profit actually from doing this. This was a mistake because it alienated their customer base, and also with the advent of streaming services, the use of late fees was going to become obsolete. It wasn't going to be applicable anymore.
We could also focus on the customer service, which is really cool. They were not open-minded, they were not well-informed, and they didn't take really in charge the customer. They even billing the DVD if it takes too much time for return the DVD. And they all made that by mail, not face-to-face.
And now I'm Emily. Now I'm going to talk about the reject by how to offer. Blockbuster made a mistake by refusing Netflix offer. The Netflix proposed in 2000 to Blockbuster for 90% of Netflix, but Blockbuster refused this offer, and this is a straight because several years later, Blockbuster closed its last store, and Netflix have 44 million subscribers.
Good afternoon, I'm Marjorie. The last problem of Blockbuster is that this enterprise was evolved on the shrinking market because of the technologies are evolving as internet, and people have more computers and smartphones, and they can have film the music really quickly. So the most of people nowadays have this kind of technologies, and therefore everyone changed his habits. So Blockbuster didn't change, and this is why the company lost money.
I would like to recommend that Blockbuster take their services online. This would be more in line with today's trends. I'd also like to point out that they made a big mistake with not negotiating with Netflix. I believe they should have considered more partnerships in the future, and also not try to maintain a physical presence on the high street, as this is a very expensive strategy.
I'd like to recommend that Blockbuster use a differentiation strategy by not only using an online rental service, but by partnering up with film production companies such as Universal Studios or Warner Brothers, so that they can offer their customers the newest films as soon as they're released, due to the fact that other online rental companies such as Netflix seem to offer older films. This will help meet customer demand.
I would like also to pinpoint the improvement of the customer service, because customer is a king. So we need to be, Blockbuster need to be more transparent, to use more flexibility, and maybe to try a local strategy with some survey to ask questions at the customer about the service and if they are happy or not, and what we could improve.
Also, the company should differentiate on some other segments as selling and suggesting books and music. By this way, the firm could diversify itself compared to the competitors and touch more expectation about customers, and therefore earn more money.
The last recommendation is about the competitive price. Blockbuster need to develop a competitive price to come back on the market. Netflix today have 3 offers, and Blockbuster, to be competitive, must to develop a unique offer. This offer includes, for example, 2 screens that we can watch at the same time. I think about the price of this offer, it's £7. It's a little bit lower than Netflix. And I think Blockbuster need to develop a promotional offer to bring in customer. For example, the company can develop a offer season like a Christmas or for the birthday with a free movie for the people, or maybe for the family with a less price.
So thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, you can ask us.
That's good. It's very good cooperation and very good performance, I think. And give me very very clear instruction and clear points for the diagnosis and recommendation. Thank you very much. And can I have the first slide, please? First.
Yeah.
Okay. We talk about yeah, that's right. Okay. We talk about the diagnosis, trying to find the reason for the failed strategic management case. So why you put willing to adapt the change? Can you give me some details about change? Why they failed?
Because they were using a prescriptive strategy, which was having physical stores and selling physical renting physical DVDs and videos. And when technology changed, it was becoming increasingly popular for people just to stream online movies. It meant they didn't have to leave the comfort of their own home. And Blockbuster didn't seem to see this change as being a threat. They still thought that consumer demand was to come into a physical store and actually purchase or rent physical products instead of putting an emergent strategy in place. They should have probably used the chance to go online quicker.
Okay, that's the failed to adapt the environment, basically. All right, that's a good point. It's quite quite close to linked to our course. That's a good point. And second point, we talk about penalizing customer. Can you give me some details? Why you think is the reason for the failure case?
Well, when they were implementing their late fees, they were actually taking 16% of their profit from the late fees, so that was a big chunk of the business was dependent on people doing things wrong, being penalised, which isn't a good way to build a customer relationship. And also with the emergence of the online technology, late fees are not going to be that. If they had went online along with so many other businesses, it wouldn't be an option to have late fees there. So that was originally going to, that was already going to put them at a disadvantage because that's 16% of their profit. It's not going to be there.
Because I think it's a kind of a poor customer services.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put customer service as the central point. So what's the connection between customer service to strategic management, our successful strategic management?
Because in the strategy, the customer is in the center of the strategy. The enterprise wants to sell a product as a customer. So she needs to know the need of the customer, so to make some market study or to try to make some survey as I talked after. And here, Blockbuster didn't do it. So if it's linked with what's talked Billy to. And it's in the center because if we don't make what the customer wants, our product will not be sold.
Because we really need the feedback of
Yeah.
the company to improve our services or product, and without this, it's not possible to
Make it better.
to grow and on the market.
Also protect the reputation
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so to adapt on the market.
Yeah, of course.
okay, good point. Talk about the market. Okay, so what's the implication of the shrinking market to strategic management for the company? What's the influence from that point to the strategic management?
I don't understand really good. You say that shrinking market is depending on.
Physical copies, so the market's getting smaller.
You can talk really. This is cooperation. You can talk as well. No problem.
It's just the market for physical DVDs or VHS tapes is getting smaller and smaller, and Blockbuster's stuck in that place. Whereas the market for online is growing, so they're stuck trying to work a shrinking market.
And they just stay on DVD and games. They
DVD.
didn't try to make more
Yeah, they're not
like
trying to expand.
online.
Not just expand.
and today there are Netflix is the first enterprise and maybe the only. So it's too big to Blockbuster. So maybe you need to try to diversification of product to grow and have a place on the market, and maybe another market too.
And as say Katrina, the company will need to adapt to the customer's need and also at the changement of technologies, because it's really important.
Good points. Anything else? No. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. It's good recommendations. First, we talk about the online movies. That's the first recommendation. Why you put online movies is first?
I suggested that one because the market for online streaming, online movies is going to be worth 70 billion by 2021. So it's a growing market, and you want to be able to tap into that market and take their share of it.
Okay. That's the first thing as a priority for the company to do that. Okay. Collaboration. Tell me some details about collaboration for the company in the future.
Well, we just thought that could be collaboration between film production companies, because any other sort of online streaming or online rental company, they have older films on offer and consumers have a high demand. They want to be the first to see anything. So we just felt that if they collaborated, they'd have a competitive edge against the likes of Netflix or Love Film. They'd have newer films to show their consumers, and that would probably give them a larger customer base than Netflix.
Good. And differentiation. This is a very good point for strategic management. And can you give me some details of how to achieve aim like differentiation for the company in the future?
Like, for example, follow the online movie recommendation. So by the same way, suggest books online and music online, like Spotify. If you know, Spotify is like a free platform where you can listen to music. So Blockbuster could do that too. Just online, because it's less expensive and produce and sell CDs, and it's not it's not the current way to do it now. Like everything is online.
And with this strategy, Blockbuster can be on several markets, and if a product fail, it can change with another and it's more because today Blockbuster don't have the money and to stay on
Visitor shop.
no online, but they don't have the money to have just an only product, and with several products he can play with this product to be good and not fail in the future.
Yeah, I think differentiation not just online. Online services. As another thing, anything else can be classified as differentiation strategy for the company to compete. And basically, they are doing things different from other competitors. And more information here.
Well, we thought also that when we were talking about partnering up with other companies and offering the brand new films, that would be a type of differentiation strategy, because no other online movie rental companies offering the new ones, so they are offering a different product to the customers as well.
In the physical shop too. Maybe they could offer a special service, a personalized service to the customer, or something like that.
How do you define personalized service?
Because for each customer, they will, the staff in Blockbuster didn't exchange with the customer, so they will talk with them and they will know the customer. So after, when the customer will come back, they know what he wants and they will propose him at the first time. So maybe the customer, because he will happy to saw that the staff know him and recognize him, he will come back.
So
It's
just
different session.
Just back to the customer service.
Yeah,
What's
this
the point?
differentiation.
That's the point. So collaboration and customer service, everything we can do is different from competitors. Okay, that's good. Final question. You talk about competitive price. Can you give me some details? Why do you think it's very relevant to recommendation in terms of strategic management?
I think it's really important because today Netflix is the first company on the market, and I think Blockbuster needs to have a competitive price because with this price it can bring in a lot of customers. And I think in this competitive price, you just need to develop a unique offer because they don't have the capacity to develop a lot of offer, just a unique, and you can make the best on this unique offer. And with this unique offer, you can have a competitive price because they can find the best for the consumer, for example, with the best film or